Relax now. Let your shoulders soften. Let your breath deepen, slow and natural, like the hush of wind moving through tall grass at twilight. Feel the weight of your body sink gently into where you rest, every muscle unwinding, every thought quieting. Tonight, there is no rush, no need to hold on, no need to push. You are safe here, wrapped in the gentle flow of this story. Close your eyes if you'd like, and imagine a faint glow of candlelight around you. Soft shadows stretch and sway, and the air feels warm, calm, and hushed. You can almost hear the gentle crackle of a flame, the softest flicker of fire, steady and soothing, carrying you deeper into ease. Breathe in slowly and out gently. With every breath, your body melts further, and your mind opens like a door into dream. And now, our story today begins. It begins in a small stone chamber, tucked deep inside the walls of an old village. The air smells faintly of wax and herbs, and shelves line the walls, stacked with jars of dried leaves, powders, and mysterious metals. In the center of this chamber sits an alchemist. He leans over a wooden workbench, and in front of him, glass vessels glow softly in the flickering light of a single candle. The flame bends and sways, casting golden ripples across the glass, where clear liquid bubbles slowly. Each bubble rises with a soft sound, like a sigh, before breaking at the surface. The alchemist hums quietly to himself, a sound so low and steady that it feels like part of the rhythm of the room. His robes are worn and dusted with chalky powders, and his hands are steady, guiding the vessels as though they breathe in harmony with him. He believes, as many alchemists once did, that lead could one day be turned to gold. Not just the gold of metal, but a purer gold, the gold of the soul, the shining transformation of what is heavy into what is light. As he stirs the liquid with a glass rod, the flame beneath it flickers and whispers. That slow flame becomes the heartbeat of the room, crackling softly, never hurried, always patient. A reminder that transformation takes time, that even the heaviest lead can, in the right conditions, become something bright and radiant. Now imagine yourself sitting nearby, perhaps on a simple wooden stool, wrapped in the warmth of the fire's glow. You hear the bubbling, slow and steady. You hear the faint scrape of glass against glass, like a lullaby made from light and water. And your body relaxes deeper, lulled by the soft rhythm of the alchemist's work. Outside the chamber, the night is quiet. A gentle breeze drifts through the cracks of stone, carrying the scent of moss and earth. Leaves rustle faintly in the distance, whispering against the silence. But here, inside, only the flame, the bubbling, and the hum of the alchemist remain. This is where you begin your journey tonight. Here, by the slow flame, in the chamber of the alchemist, the flame wavers, delicate and alive, and you watch as its glow reflects inside the round belly of the glass vessel. Each curve of the vessel becomes a tiny world of light, bending and stretching the fire into shimmering shapes. The liquid inside glows faintly, as though holding its own secret illumination. The alchemist leans closer, murmuring words that are barely audible. They are old syllables, almost like a chant, spoken not to command the elements, but to harmonize with them. His voice is soft, slow, and measured, blending with the bubbling, blending with the breath of the flame. You listen, and though you cannot understand the words, you feel the calmness behind them. The rhythm is what matters. Each syllable, like the drop of water echoing in a cavern, soothes the restless corners of the mind. Now take a slow breath in. Hold it gently for a moment, and let it out, as the alchemist lets out a quiet sigh. In the stillness of the chamber, time itself feels slower, as if it moves to the pace of the flame. The alchemist adjusts a vessel slightly, and the glass clinks with a crystalline sound, sharp but not jarring, like the tiniest bell. That sound lingers in the air for a moment before dissolving into silence. Imagine now the texture of the chamber around you. The stone walls are cool, yet they seem to cradle the warmth of the fire. Shadows drift across the rough surface, stretching long, then retreating, like the slow breath of night itself. The wooden table creaks softly as the alchemist shifts his weight, and you notice how everything here is alive with sound, the gentle kind of sound that wraps you in safety and ease. Outside, the wind stirs the leaves once more, and they whisper against each other, like old secrets being passed from tree to tree. The sound drifts faintly into the chamber, meeting the bubbling, meeting the flicker of fire, becoming part of the same lullaby. The alchemist's eyes gleam with patience. He knows the work is endless, yet he is never in a hurry. Transformation is not rushed. It comes like dawny, inevitable, soft, unfolding at its own pace. He stirs again, slowly, and the liquid within the glass shifts with a calm wave. Now picture yourself breathing in the air of this chamber. There's a faint scent of herbs, lavender, sage, and something earthy, grounding, like damp soil after rain. The smell is soothing, ancient, and it fills your lungs with a gentle warmth. And as you breathe, you feel heavier in your body, but lighter in your mind. The weight of the day slips further away, like lead melting into gold. Each exhale carries it out of you, leaving only ease behind. The alchemist places a hand near the flame, not too close, just near enough to feel its warmth. His face glows in the soft orange light, calm, serene. He closes his eyes for a moment, and it is as if he is listening, not to the bubbling, not to the crackle, but to the silence beneath it all. And now, so do you. You listen, and the silence welcomes you like an old friend. The silence lingers, not empty, but full. It holds the hush of centuries, the quiet wisdom of stone and earth. The alchemist breathes with it, and you find yourself breathing with him slowly, gently, as though your chest rises and falls in harmony with his own. Now the fire sighs, and its faint crackle reminds you of a hearth on a winter's night. You can almost hear the memory of wood hissing, as if rain once touched it before it was set to burn. The sound comforts you, a reminder that fire, even in its smallest form, carries warmth enough to shelter you. The bubbling in the vessels grows softer, slower, as though it too grows weary with the night. Each bubble rises, forms, then dissolves with a tiny kiss of air. You imagine those bubbles carrying away every thought that lingers in your mind. With each gentle pop, another thought fades, another worry releases, another weight dissolves. The alchemist hums now, a low vibration that seems to blend with the air itself. The hum carries through your body, loosening your shoulders, relaxing your jaw, smoothing away every crease of tension. He does not hum for you, he hums for the flame, for the work, for the balance of it all. But somehow, it soothes you too. Now take another deep breath in, hold, and release. Notice how your body feels a little heavier than before, as though the stone floor beneath you is pulling you down, supporting you, grounding you. The chamber grows darker, for the flame dips low, curling around the wick in a quiet dance. Shadows stretch wider, thicker, like ink flowing across parchment. Yet you are not afraid of the dark, because here the darkness is soft. It folds over you like a blanket. It is the kind of dark where you feel safe, the kind where you can close your eyes and still see warmth behind your lids. The alchemist adjusts a small copper spoon, stirring the vessel with slow, deliberate motions. The liquid swirls, glowing faintly, like moonlight captured in water. Round and round it goes, each turn slower than the last, until you, too, feel as though you are spiraling into calm. A spiral that takes you deeper, not outward into noise, but inward into rest. Outside, the night deepens. You hear the faint call of an owl, distant but steady, a reminder of the world beyond these walls. The owl is patient, unhurried, part of the same rhythm that guides the alchemist's hands. You sense that time itself has shifted to the pace of this room, a time not measured in minutes or hours, but in heartbeats, in breaths, in the steady flicker of flame. The alchemist pauses, setting the spoon aside. His hands rest flat against the table, palms open, fingers spread, as though he too has surrendered to stillness. His eyes close once more, and his face softens, as though the weight of his own thoughts has been set aside. And as you watch, you realize your thoughts too have softened, grown lighter, dissolving like mist at dawn. The air shifts, ever so slightly, as though the stone chamber itself has taken a long, deep breath. A faint breeze drifts in from some unseen crack in the wall, carrying with it the scent of earth, moss, and distant rain. The alchemist does not open his eyes, but he tilts his head, listening as though the world outside has whispered something only he can understand. The flame bends with the breeze, flickering low, then rising again, steady and sure. Its glow touches the edges of glass jars lined neatly on the shelves. Within them, powders of crimson, gold, and deep sapphire shimmer faintly in the candlelight. They look less like ingredients and more like stars, plucked from the sky and preserved in glass. You watch the colors glimmer, and in your imagination, they begin to move not wildly, but gently, as though stirred by the same current of air that moves through the room. A red powder shifts like autumn leaves falling. A golden dust stirs like sunlight spilling over hills. The blue flecks shimmer like twilight just before the first star appears. The alchemist finally speaks, though his voice is so low it could almost be mistaken for another breath. They thought, he murmurs, that lead could become gold, that one thing might become another. If only you waited, if only you believed in the flame long enough. The words hover in the room like smoke, curling upward before fading into the night. His tone is not one of lecture, not of commanded. It's gentle, patient, like the voice of someone remembering rather than teaching. You let the words drift into you, not needing to hold them, not needing to understand them fully. They are like the flame, soft and persistent, flickering at the edge of awareness. He lifts a small vial now, tilting it so the liquid inside catches the light. The liquid moves slowly, thick and heavy, as though reluctant to shift. It gleams like molten silver, swirling with a subtle glow that seems alive. He watches it with quiet reverence, then sets it back down with the utmost care, as though setting a child to rest. The fire pops faintly, a spark leaping upward before dissolving into the air. The sound is small, but it carries, echoing softly against the stone. You feel the sound settle into you, like a pebble dropped into a still pool, rippling outward until everything inside is calm again. And now, the alchemist's hand rests upon the wooden table, his fingers tracing invisible circles on its surface. Round and round they go, slowly, endlessly, as though sketching patterns too ancient to remember. His touch is featherlight, yet it makes the wood sing with silence. You realize your own thoughts have begun to circle the same waist, lower, quieter, round and round, until they blur into stillness. The flame grows lower now, its glow dimming, not with urgency, but with grace, like a sigh at the end of a long evening. The shadows grow softer, folding into one another, until the room feels less like a chamber and more like a dream. And as you breathe in and breathe out, you realize you are not only watching the alchemist's slow flame, you are becoming part of it. The alchemist closes his eyes for a moment, and in the stillness, the room seems to hum, not with noise, not with sound, but with a vibration so soft it feels more like a presence. You feel it too, like a gentle warmth spreading across your chest, moving slowly outward, until your whole body is wrapped in it. The flame sways again, patient, unhurried. Its glow brushes against the glass vessels, each one catching the light in its own waysome, sparkling like morning dew. Others glowing faintly as though alive from within. The alchemist opens his eyes once more, though now they look softer, less like eyes and more like pools of calm water, reflecting the light of the fire. Our story, he whispers, isn't about gold. It never was. It is about waiting, about watching the flame, about trusting what changes in silence. His words are like ripples across a pond, and they invite you inward, drawing you further into his world. He reaches for a piece of parchment, its edges curled and worn. Upon it, faded symbols spread like constellations. They mean nothing to you, yet they feel familiar, as though you've seen them somewhere in a dream. His finger traces one symbol slowly, reverently, and as he does, the flame flickers in rhythm with his touch, as though the fire itself understands. You breathe in, and the air is warm with the scent of wax and faint herbs, lavender, sage, and something sweet you cannot name. Each inhale feels slower, deeper, fuller, as if the very act of breathing is becoming more effortless, more natural. The alchemist leans closer to the glass vessel, where liquid shimmers like molten moonlight. He whispers into it words, so soft they cannot be heard. only felt, like a sigh resting upon your skin. The liquid stirs gently, swirling as though stirred not by his breath, but by something older, quieter, hidden beneath the surface of the world. And then the room seems to stretch wider. The stone walls fade into shadow, and beyond them, you sense the faint outline of trees, a forest alive with soft rustles. Leaves sway gently, stirred by a midnight breeze. You can almost hear them she like a lullaby, whispered by the earth itself. The alchemist does not look up, but somehow, he too seems to hear it. His hand steadies the flame, cupping it slightly, protecting it from the unseen breeze. Even the forest, he murmurs, breathes with us. The flame steadies, glowing warmer now, its light spilling across the table, over the parchment, over the jars of powdered stars. The shadows retreat, softening into gentle shapes that comfort rather than hide. Your body feels heavier now, not with burden, but with release. The softness of the chamber seeps into your bones, into your thoughts, until everything unnecessary slips away. The alchemist tilts his head, as if listening for your breath, and when he hears its low, steady, calm, he smiles. A small, quiet smile, like the first flicker of dawn beyond the horizon. Our story, he whispers again, begins in patience and ends in peace. And as his words drift into the air, they weave into your breath, into the rhythm of your heart, into the slow flame that glows gently inside you now. The alchemist adjusts one of the glass vessels ever so slightly, and the liquid within responds with a soft swirl, glowing faintly as it turns. The room feels more alive with each movement, as if the objects themselves are breathing, waiting, listening. You notice how the flicker of the flame seems to carry a language of its own, sometimes bending low as though bowing, sometimes lifting tall and stretching toward the ceiling as though reaching for a dream. Its movements are unhurried, each gesture deliberate, as though it knows time is not something to be chased, but something to rest within. The alchemist leans back into his chair, the old wood creaking softly beneath him. His eyes rest on the flame, but his thoughts seem far away, carried on currents invisible to you. When he speaks again, his voice is so gentle that it feels more like a lull in the air than a sound. Do you know, he murmurs, why they believed lead could turn to gold? It was not greed, not always. It was the idea that within the dullest, heaviest, most ordinary thing, there might rest something luminous, precious, eternal. His words sink into you like drops of warm rain, each one sending a ripple across the still waters of your mind. You realize he is not just talking about metals, but about hearts, about lives, about you. He rises slowly, gathering a small pouch from the edge of the table. When he unties it, a soft sprinkling of powder falls into his hand, glittering faintly like dust caught in a sunbeam. He holds it carefully, reverently, and when he scatters it into the flame, the fire size end expands into a soft, golden bloom, before settling once again into its steady rhythm. The glow that follows is softer than before, almost like candlelight filtered through gauze. It paints the walls with warmth and wraps you in a cocoon of shimmering calm. Every shadow now feels like a friend, every corner of the room safe and gentle. Your breathing has slowed even more, each inhale smooth and deep, each exhale long and releasing. With every breath, you feel yourself drifting closer to the edge of dream, where thoughts dissolve into sensations, and sensations dissolve into quiet. The alchemist places both hands on the table, palms resting near the parchment, near the vessels, near the flame. He lowers his head slightly, as if bowing to the very stillness of the moment. When he speaks again, his voice is softer still. All transformations, he says, are born from patience. Just as metal softens only under steady heat, the soul softens under the gentle flame of time. His words linger, echoing not just in the air, but within you, settling into some quiet chamber of your being. You feel them resonate, like the deep toll of a bell rolling across hills, fading into silence, yet never truly gone. The flame wavers once more, casting long shadows that stretch like the arms of ancient trees. You imagine yourself walking beneath those trees, their branches whispering, their leaves brushing softly against one another in the night breeze. Each sound is a lullaby, a reminder that the world is vast and tender, and that you belong within its embrace. The alchemist watches, not intruding, not commanding, but simply keeping company with the flame and with you. And in that gentle companionship, you feel yourself sink even deeper into peace. The soft bubbling from one of the vessels begins again, a slow rhythm, like water speaking in secret tones. The sound blends with the flicker of the flame, creating a harmony so subtle that you feel it in your chest more than you hear it with your ears. The alchemist leans closer, his face illuminated by the glow, his expression calm, contemplative. He does not rush, for nothing in this place is hurried. Even the smallest movement, reaching for a quill, adjusting the rim of a vessel, seems drawn out, deliberate, like a note held in a lullaby. You notice the air in the room. It feels heavier near the table, filled with the warmth of fire, the perfume of herbs, the faint mineral temps of old metals. Yet it is not stifling, it is grounding, wrapping you as though in a thick quilt on a winter's night. You let yourself rest in it, the way one rests in the hush of snowfall outside a window. Listen closely, the alchemist whispers, eyes fixed upon the flame. The fire is never in a hurry, yet it consumes all that must be consumed. It transforms everything it touches, yet it does so with patience. His voice feels like the soft brush of velvet against the air, guiding you into stillness. He picks up another vial, tilting it slowly until a stream of liquid pours into a waiting vessel. The sound is delicate, like rain dripping from leaves after a gentle storm. You imagine the droplets striking moss, the forest floor soaking them in. With that thought, you drift further, your body heavier, your mind lighter. As the vessel fills, the bubbling deepens, a new layer in the alchemist's symphony of quiet. The fire responds with a flicker, its light bending across the parchment where strange symbols wait. Circles, spirals, delicate lines, the language of transformation. The alchemist does not explain these marks, yet somehow, you understand them, not with the mind, but with the heart. They are whispers of change, signs of growth, reminders that everything's stone, flame, dream, soul is always in motion, always shifting toward something new. You feel your own breath as part of this rhythm. The inhale draws in possibility. The exhale releases what no longer serves. Slowly, gently, you are becoming lighter, freer, softer. The alchemist closes his eyes for a moment, as though listening to something deeper. When he opens them again, they glimmer with a quiet certainty. Gold, he murmurs, was never the true treasure. It was the lesson that patience, heat, and time can soften even the hardest of things, even lead, even the heart. The words drift into you, dissolving like sugar in warm tea. You can feel their sweetness spreading through your being, calming every muscle, every thought. The fire crackles once, a tiny sound like a log shifting in a hearth, then settles back into its gentle sway. Its glow paints the alchemist's hands in light, and for a moment, it feels as though his hands are glowing from within. You close your eyes, picturing that glow. It hovers before you, steady, soft, endless, a flame that never consumes, only soothes. The glow seems to pulse gently, like a heartbeat in the dark. You breathe with inhale as the flame brightens, exhale as it softens. With every breath, the edges of the world blur a little more, until all that remains is the rhythm of light and shadow. The alchemist's quill moves slowly across parchment, each stroke deliberate, as though he is sketching not words, but breaths themselves. You imagine the sound of feather against paper, a soft brushing, almost like the hush of wings gliding through night air. Beyond the stone walls of the chamber, you sense the night deepening. The wind outside grows calmer, carrying with it the scent of damp earth and the distant rustle of leaves. It feels as though the whole world has slowed to match the alchemist's pace. The stars themselves seem to shimmer in rhythm with the flame. He dips the quill once more, then pauses to gaze into the bubbling vessel. You follow his eyes, and the liquid inside seems alive, swirling in patterns too intricate to be chance. Spirals within spirals, waves folding into waves. Feels like watching the sea breathe, or clouds drift across a hidden sky. Do you see? The alchemist whispers. His voice barely stirs the air, yet it reaches you completely. Even in stillness, there is movement. Even in silence, there is song. You feel this truth settle in your body. Your hands relax. Your jaw unclenches. Your shoulders sink deeper into rest. The weight you carried, thoughts, worries, tasks melts away, like lead yielding to fire. The flame flickers again, casting shadows that dance along the shelves. Each shadow bends like a bowing figure, as if the room itself honors the slow ritual unfolding. The air seems thick with reverence, yet not heavy, more like the hush of a cathedral or the first moment of dawn. The alchemist lifts a vial, holding it to the light. The glass catches the glow, refracting tiny rainbows that scatter across the walls. You trace them with your eyes, soft arcs of color, each fading and returning as the flame wavers. One settles on your hand, painting your skin in gentle gold. For a moment, it feels as though you too are part of the experiment, a vessel for light, a canvas for transformation. The warmth spreads from your hand to your arm, then to your chest, until your whole body hums with the quiet fire of becoming. The alchemist smiles faintly, setting the vial down. Everything carries light, he murmurs. Sometimes it only needs a flame to remind it. The words drift through you, soft as falling snow. You hold them gently, like a secret gift. Outside, an owl calls once, a low note carried on the wind. The sound lingers, blending with the bubbling and the flame, creating a symphony of night. Each note is long, slow, stretching time itself, drawing you deeper into rest. The flame continues its patient dance, not hurried, not wavering, always steady, always guiding, always there. The chamber feels timeless now, suspended between the silence of the night and the gentle hum of creation. The alchemist leans back in his chair, his robes folding around him like the wings of a resting bird. His eyes close for a moment, and you sense he too is breathing with the flame, letting its rhythm carry him into stillness. You watch the firelight flicker across his face, softening every line, every shadow. There is no urgency here, no need for haste. Only the certainty that everything unfolds exactly as it must, in its own time. You feel that truth echo in your own chest, a reminder that your life, too, moves with a hidden order, quiet, patient, inevitable. The vessels on the table bubble gently, the liquid inside shimmering like moonlight on water. You imagine dipping your hand into a cool spring, feeling ripples spread outward, circles expanding into infinite calm. The sound is soothing, almost like a lullaby sung by the earth itself. The alchemist opens his eyes and whispers. The flame teaches patience. His words are barely audible, yet they carry deep resonance. It does not rush. It does not falter. It burns slowly, faithfully, until what was heavy becomes light. You let those words sink into you, as if they were written not in ink, but in air absorbed with each breath you take. Patience settles over you like a blanket, easing away the last fragments of restlessness. The shelves around the chamber seem to glow faintly in the firelight. Jars filled with herbs, minerals, and powders become tiny lanterns of color greens, blues, silvers, and ambers, all softly radiant, as if holding the memory of sunlight within them. You imagine each one humming gently, a chorus of quiet energy waiting to be awakened. A faint breeze moves through the chamber, rustling the edges of parchment and carrying with it the scent of dried sage and lavender. The fragrance is warm, earthy, grounding. It feels like breathing in a meadow at dusk, flowers swaying under the weight of twilight, the world exhaling peace. The alchemist rises, his steps slow and deliberate. His hands brush lightly against the jars as he passes, each touch tender, almost reverent. He chooses one small vial filled with golden powder and brings it to the flame. As the powder falls into the bubbling liquid, it releases a soft hiss, like rain kissing warm stone. The air fills with a faint shimmer, a glimmering haze that catches the candlelight and drifts like stardust. You watch it float upward, dissolving into the quiet air, leaving only a lingering sweetness. The alchemist nods, satisfied. Transformation, he says softly, is never loud. It is quiet, steady, like the heart of a flame. Your breath deepens again, following that truth. Transformation is not forced, it unfolds. It rises gently, like vapor from the bubbling vessel, like dreams from a quiet mind. And so you rest in the glow of the slow flame, knowing you too are being remade, silently, patiently, beautifully. The golden shimmer fades slowly into the stillness of the room, leaving behind a quiet that feels alive, as if the air itself has softened. The flame dances gently, its steady light wrapping the chamber in warmth and serenity. You can almost hear the heartbeat of the room, steady, calm, echoing the rhythm of your own breath. Inhales soft and deep, exhales low and steady. Each breath makes the silence more comforting, more complete. The alchemist moves with unhurried grace, his robes whispering across the stone floor. He takes a seat near the hearth, folding his hands in his lap as though settling into a meditation. His voice is soft, so gentle that it blends with the flicker of the fire. "Lead to gold," he murmurs. "That was the dream." But perhaps the real gold is not in the vessel, but in the patience we learn as we wait. The words feel like a lullaby, sinking deep into the quiet of your mind. You imagine the truth behind them, glowing like the flame itself, steady, unwavering, eternal. Beyond the chamber walls, you can almost sense the night. The wind moves slowly through the trees, and the leaves rustle with a sound like whispers, low and soothing. Perhaps an owl stirs somewhere in the distance, its call echoing through the velvet dark sky. The world outside is resting, and within this chamber, you rest with it. The alchemist leans forward again, his eyes reflecting the slow glow of the flame. "The world rushes," he whispers, "but the flame does not. It teaches us that nothing beautiful is born in haste." As he speaks, you feel time stretching out around you, vast and gentle. There is no need to hold on to anything, no need to hurry. Each moment is enough, each breath is complete. You are here, resting, carried by the flame. The bubbling of the glass vessel continues, soft and unbroken, a sound like a brook running quietly through a hidden grove. You imagine lying beside that brook, grass cool beneath you, the sky wide above, stars peeking gently through clouds. The same peace that fills this chamber is mirrored in that vision, nature and alchemy blending into one continuous dream. The alchemist lifts a spoon of polished wood, dipping it slowly into the glowing liquid. He stirs, and the mixture swirls with a light that reminds you of the first rays of dawn stretching across the horizon. The flame crackles, small but alive, feeding the transformation. You watch in silence, letting your eyelids grow heavier with every moment. The sound, the light, the warmth, they wrap around you like a cocoon, safe and endless. The alchemist places the spoon aside, closes his eyes, and folds his hands once more. His breathing joins yours, slow, deep, entrained with the flame's rhythm. Together, you breathe with the world, with the fire, with the night itself. And in that union, sleep begins to weave its gentle threads, stitching peace into every corner of your being. The chamber grows quieter, still, though the flame continues its steady dance. Each flicker feels like a whispered promise, gentle and unhurried, coaxing you into deeper ease. You can feel the warmth on your skin, as though the glow itself has reached across time to touch you. The alchemist remains seated, his silhouette steady against the golden light. His breathing is even, measured, and somehow you find your own breath matching his slow, deep, effortless. It is as if the two of you are bound by the flame's rhythm, sharing its calm heartbeats. Do you hear it? His voice drifts softly, almost like part of the fire. The bubbling, the flickering, the gentle pulse of change. Even when you cannot see it, transformation is always happening. Quiet, patient, unseen, but real. His words ripple through you like a warm tide. You close your eyes and listen not only to the flame, but to the space around it. The crackle of the fire, the hum of the glass, the faint rustle of the wind at the window. Each sound is distinct, yet all of them join together into a single song of stillness. You imagine yourself as the alchemist once was, leaning over a table of glass vessels, candlelight glowing on your hands, watching the shimmer of liquid as it shifts. You can smell the faint aroma of herbs drying on the shelf, the musk of old wood and parchment. The whole world is narrowed into this one moment, where the flame teaches its quiet lesson. Your body grows heavier with each passing second, as though the alchemist's peace is pouring into you like liquid gold. Your shoulders sink, your arms soften, your eyelids drift closed. Yet even in that heaviness, there is a lightness floating, a gentle drift downward, as though you are resting upon a soft cloud. The alchemist tilts his head, as though listening. Even silence has its own sound. He whispers, the sound of rest, of calm, of deepening. Listen, and you will hear it, and you do. You hear it in the space between the crackle of the flame, in the still pause before each bubble rises in the glass, in the subtle hush that fills the chamber like velvet. Silence is no longer empty, it is full, alive, nurturing. The night outside deepens. The stars gather like dust scattered across an endless canvas. A silver moon hangs high, casting its pale blessing on the world below. Through the stone walls, you can sense it, feel its quiet gaze reaching inward. The alchemist's eyes open once more, glimmering like the flame itself. Sleep is not an ending, he murmurs. It is a transformation, a secret alchemy of the soul. As lead becomes gold, so weariness becomes peace. As the flame consumes the candle, so the night consumes the day. All things change, and in their change, they rest. With those words, you feel your own transformation, beginning, the tension melting, the thoughts fading, the spirits softening. You are no longer separate from the alchemist's chamber. You are part of it, part of the flame, part of the silence. The silence stretches, but it is never empty, it is tender, filled with invisible currents of peace that brush against you like a soft breeze. The alchemist remains still, a guardian of this timeless moment, as though his only duty is to keep the flame alive and to keep you safe in its glow. The flicker of the candle reflects across the glass vessels, scattering faint halos of gold and amber across the walls. The room itself seems to breathe, the light swelling and fading like lungs drawing air. In, out, flicker, stillness. In, out. You feel yourself breathing with it, merging with its rhythm, dissolving into its gentle tide. The alchemist leans forward slightly, his voice softer than before, almost as if he is speaking directly into your dream. The world often rushes, hurries, demands. But here in the glow of the slow flame, you are free to pause, to sink, to drift, to become still. He moves his hand slowly across the table, brushing dust from the edge of an open book. The sound is faint, like the whisper of feathers. Even this sound feels purposeful, calming, as though reminding you that small motions carry their own kind of grace. The air is filled with the subtle perfume of warmed glass, faint herbs, and the smoky sweetness of wax. You can almost taste it on your tongue, a delicate blend that lulls you into deeper tranquility. It is the scent of old secrets, of wisdom preserved, of nights spent in patient practice. Your body feels heavier now, as though the bed beneath you has become a soft earth, drawing you downward in perfect safety. Each muscle loosens, unwinds, lets go. Your hands unclench, your jaw releases, your spine softens. It is as though the alchemist's chamber has become an extension of your own body, and every part of you is melting into its stillness. Imagine, the alchemist whispers, a drop of lead melting, softening, surrendering to the flame. It does not resist, it does not fight, it allows itself to change. And in that surrender, something new is born. So too with you, as you allow yourself to sink into this moment, you are transforming, drifting deeper into the alchemy of rest. The candle flickers once, then steadies, casting a halo around the alchemist's face, his eyes close as though he too is slipping into silence. The sound of bubbling glass becomes your lullaby, the steady heartbeat of the flame your anchor. Outside the window, the night continues its quiet vigil. Trees stand still, their branches swaying only slightly in the breeze. The moon paints them in silver outlines, their shadows stretching long and soft across the ground. Somewhere in the distance, an owl calls, its voice low and soothing, fading into the folds of the night. Inside, the alchemist's chamber holds you like a cradle. You are safe here, wrapped in its warmth, guarded by the glow of the slow flame. With each breath, you drift further, deeper, more completely into calm. The candle's light trembles again, soft and steady, Never harsh, never startling. It dances like a companion, meant only for you, its rhythm guiding you into the sanctuary of rest. The alchemist takes a slow breath, his shoulders rising and falling in the same rhythm you have come to know, the same rhythm you now share. In this place, he whispers, there is no need to hurry, no need to strive. The world will wait for you. Here, only peace exists, and peace belongs to you. The words glide through the air, wrapping around you like a shawl of velvet. Each syllable is hushed, tender, echoing only in the safe corners of your mind. You let them sink into you, like drops of warm honey melting into still water, sweetening the silence. The bubbling from the glass vessels softens, as if the very air is leaning closer to listen. The sound is hypnotic, tiny pops and sighs rising, fading, returning again. They fall into perfect harmony with the faint crackle of the wick as it eats gently at the wax. Together they compose a lullaby older than words, older than stories, older than the alchemist himself. You imagine reaching out to one of the vessels, feeling its warmth under your palm. It is not hot, only gently alive, humming faintly with the power of transformation. The sensation runs through your fingertips and settles deep in your chest, leaving you feeling safe, whole, and softened. Your breath has become quieter now. Inhale, and your chest rises like the surface of a calm lake touched by the breeze. Exhale, and all tension flows out like ripples, disappearing into the vast stillness around you. Each breath feels like a gift, a slow alchemy of air and silence, weaving comfort through your body. The alchemist hums softly under his breath, a tune without words, more vibration than song. The sound vibrates low in the room, steady and grounding, like the tone of earth itself. It seeps into your bones, reminding you that you are supported, that you are part of something endless, timeless, and gentle. He lifts another small vial and tilts it toward the flame. The liquid inside glows faintly, shimmering in soft hues of gold and silver. It drips slowly, drop by drop, into the vessel below. With each drop, the sound is like a tiny heartbeat echoing through the chamber. 1, 2, 3, each one pulling you deeper into comfort, into rest, into surrender. The air grows warmer as the mixture swirls, a faint mist curling upward and vanishing into the shadows. It does not sting. It does not overwhelm. It is only soothing, like the scent of herbs steeping in warm water, filling the room with a fragrance that feels like home. The alchemist closes the book before him with the softest whisper of paper against paper. He does not need its words tonight. The flame, the glass, the silence, these are his scriptures now, and they are enough. You two no longer need thoughts, no longer need questions. The stillness answers them all. Here, in the glow of the slow flame, everything is already whole. The alchemist leans back slightly in his wooden chair, its old frame creaking gently like a lullaby of time. He does not rush. Every movement he makes is unhurried, deliberate, as though the very air itself has slowed to match his pace. His hand hovers above the flame, not close enough to touch, but near enough to feel the warmth. He closes his eyes, and for a moment, so do you. Behind closed lids, the light flickers still. You can see it glowing softly, an afterimage of gold resting on the canvas of your mind. It shimmers there like a promise, a reminder that even in darkness, there is always light waiting to return. The bubbling from the vessels has grown steadier, calmer, like a stream finding its path. The sound is hypnotic, endlessly repeating, never jarring, always flowing. Each bubble that rises feels like a thought released from your mind, rising up, breaking at the surface, and disappearing into the silence above. Inhale slowly, exhale softly. The alchemist breathes with you, his chest rising, his chest falling. Together you are synchronized with the rhythm of the flame, with the whisper of the air, with the song of rest that grows stronger with each passing moment. He takes up a small bundle of dried herbs tied neatly with twine, lavender, rosemary, and sage leaves that crumble faintly at his touch. He holds them near the flame, and the room is filled with a fragrance so gentle, so soothing, it feels like a blanket being drawn across your shoulders. The scent drifts to you, sinking into your skin, into your breath, into the very core of your being. The crackle of the herbs as they brush the flame is faint, like whispers on a breeze. A single spark drifts upward, glowing for a heartbeat, before fading into the night. The alchemist watches it vanish, and so do you, feeling the peace of release. He murmurs softly, words older than memory, words spoken not to be understood, but to be felt. They roll from his tongue like a stream gliding over smooth stones. You cannot quite grasp their meaning, yet their sound wraps around you, filling you with calm. They are words of stillness, words of slowness, words of rest. The flame flickers again, soft, steady, golden. It reflects in the alchemist's eyes, in the curves of the glass, in the smooth surface of the table. Everywhere it touches becomes softer, gentler, safer. You are surrounded by this glow, cocooned in its endless embrace. Time seems to melt here. Minutes feel like moments, hours feel like breaths. The alchemist is in no hurry, and neither are you. This is a space where rushing does not exist, where only presence remains. Your body grows heavier now, as though the flame has drawn all the weight from your thoughts, and left only softness in its place. Shoulders sink, hands relax, eyes grow heavy. Everything within you follows the rhythm of the slow flame, surrendering to its tender guidance. The alchemist leans forward once more, whispering, "The world is quiet now. Let yourself be quiet too." And with that, the chamber grows stiller, calmer, endlessly serene. The slow flame dances, its golden glow stretching into the shadows of the chamber, painting the stone walls in waves of warmth and light. The alchemist folds his hands, resting them gently on the table, and for a long, patient moment, he simply gazes at the flame. Not as one studies an object, but as one greets an old friend. You feel the comfort in his stillness, the deep peace of simply being present. There is no need to rush forward, no urgency to grasp tomorrow. Only the flickering light and the calm silence of now. Outside the small, arched window, a breeze rustles faintly through leaves. The sound carries into the chamber like a hush, reminding you of the world beyond these walls. Yet here, in this place, you are perfectly safe, perfectly held. The alchemist tilts his head slightly, listening to the wind as though it too speaks in a language of rest. The glass vessels continue to bubble softly. Their sounds merge with the whisper of the leaves, the steady pulse of your breath, and the quiet crackle of the flame. Together, these tones weave a lullaby of elements: fire, air, water, and your own living body as earth. Each element plays its part in the symphony of stillness, grounding you deeper into relaxation. The alchemist slowly reaches for a feather quill, its tip frayed by years of use. He dips it into an inkwell and begins to write in a leather-bound book, the faint scratch of pen against parchment filling the silence. His writing is slow, deliberate, like the rhythm of the flame itself. With every stroke, the sound settles into your ears like the ticking of a clock softened by time, gentle, reassuring, timeless. He writes of transformation, of how lead might become gold, of how heavy things can become light, of how burdens can dissolve into peace. As you listen to the sound of his quill, you realize this too is true of you. The weight you carry, fears, thoughts, doubts can be transmuted, melted by the slow flame, transformed into something softer, brighter, lighter. The alchemist pauses, placing the quill aside, and lifts his gaze back to the glowing vessels. Their light reflects in his calm eyes, and you imagine him seeing not just what is there, but what could be. He whispers again, his voice like silk against the air. Everything changes with patience. Even stone can be smoothed by the river. Even lead can dream of gold. Even restless hearts can find their rest. The words float around you, nestling into the quiet places of your mind. You feel them settle gently, like feathers falling onto still water. The flame flickers once more, steady and slow. Its golden shimmer calls you further inward, into stillness, into softness, into peace. The alchemist leans back once again, hands resting in his lap, as though inviting you to simply sit with him, to breathe with him, to rest in this timeless space where the slow flame keeps its vigil. The chamber grows quieter still, as though time itself has slowed to match the rhythm of the flame. Each flicker carries the hush of centuries, each shimmer a reminder that all things move at their own gentle pace. You notice the alchemist's breathing steady, unhurried, soft as a breeze across still water. His breaths align with yours, and as you follow the gentle pattern, your body softens even more. Shoulders release, hands grow loose, your face slackens into calm. It feels as if the air itself is teaching you how to rest. The alchemist reaches for a small wooden box, carved with delicate spirals and stars. He opens it slowly, and inside lie fragments of crystals, each catching the candlelight in their own way. Some glow faintly blue, others shimmer with threads of gold, others remain soft and clear, like frozen drops of water. He picks one up between his fingers and holds it toward the flame. The crystal refracts the light, scattering faint glimmers onto the wall. They shift like water ripples, painting the stone with quiet rainbows. You watch as the colors drift, fading and reappearing with every breath of the candle. The effect is hypnotic, a soft weaving of light that feels almost like a dream. The alchemist smiles faintly, setting the crystal back into its place. He whispers, "Even in the smallest stone, the universe rests, and in every flame, the whole of night is held." His words drift like incense, subtle and soothing, leaving you lighter, freer. Beyond the walls, night deepens. The moon hangs higher, its silver glow spilling through the arched window, mingling with the warm gold of the flame. Two lights, one from the sky, one from the chamber, meet in harmony. Their union is soft, a balance of cool and warm, silver and gold, moon and fire. You breathe it in, feeling both the coolness of night and the warmth of the hearth settle within you. The alchemist closes the wooden box, his hands moving with quiet reverence, as though every motion is part of an unseen ritual of peace. He rests his palms against the table, grounding himself, grounding you. You sense his calm seeping outward, filling the space, steadying your heartbeat, slowing your thoughts. He looks toward you, though his eyes remain half closed, as if gazing both outward and inward at once. His lips part, and he murmurs, "There is no need to rush, no need to grasp at what tomorrow may bring. Tonight, there is only this flame. Tonight, there is only rest." The words echo gently inside you. You feel the truth of them, as though they were spoken, not to your ears, but directly to your spirit. The flame flickers once more, steady, patient, eternal. You let yourself follow it inward, deeper and deeper, into a place where silence hums, where your body feels weightless, where rest is not something to seek, but something already here. The alchemist gently stirs the liquid in the vessel, and the soft swirl of color catches your attention. It moves slowly, almost lazily, blending like clouds at sunset. You can almost hear the sound of it, a faint lapping, like a tiny tide brushing the edges of glass. He tilts his head as though listening, not to the bubbling, but to something deeper, the whisper of the flame, the quiet voice of the night. And as you listen with him, you notice a rhythm unfolding beneath the silence. It is steady, like a hidden pulse, the heartbeats of the chamber itself. Your own heartbeat aligns with it, easing into its slow and gentle pattern. With every beat, tension flows out of you, like sand slipping through an hourglass. The heaviness in your limbs is not burden, it is release. You are being carried downward, softly, into a cushion of rest. The alchemist leans back, folding his hands loosely, his gaze fixed on the dancing light. He whispers something ancient, words not meant for understanding, but for feeling. They move like lullabies, wrapping around the room, flowing into your ears, into your chest. Each syllable carries weight, and yet, each one frees you. On a nearby shelf rests a bundle of dried herbs, their stems tied with twine. A faint fragrance drifts from them, sage, lavender, rosemary. Their presence is quiet, but strong, filling the chamber with a grounding calm. Imagine this scent earthy, soothing, both sharp and soft. It mingles with the warm air of the candle flame, creating a tapestry of aroma that drapes over you like a blanket. The alchemist rises briefly, moving slowly, deliberately. He takes the herbs, crumbles a few leaves into a small dish, and sets them near the flame. Instantly, the air shifts. The smoke curls upward in thin threads, carrying the fragrance higher, softer, deeper. You breathe it in, and with every inhalation, your body loosens further, as if each breath is dissolving another thread of worry. The smoke coils and drifts, dancing in the candlelight, weaving patterns that vanish as quickly as they form. Watching it is like watching thoughts dissolve, appearing for a moment, then fading into stillness. You let them go, just as the smoke lets go of its shapes, fading into the quiet air. The alchemist sits again, his motions unhurried, as though he knows there is no time but now. He places his palms upon the wooden table, and in the hush, his voice returns. Everything transforms. He says softly, stone into dust, lead into gold, restlessness into peace. All things change, and all things return. His words settle in you like embers. You feel their truth, their softness. Change is not something to fear it. It's simply the gentle turning of the flame, the shifting of smoke, the endless rhythm of night. And as this truth takes root, your eyelids feel heavier. Your body feels stiller. You are not moving, and yet the whole universe seems to be moving through you, guiding you toward rest. The alchemist lowers his gaze to the vessel once more, watching as the colors deepen into a quiet glow. The bubbling has slowed, softer now, like the sound of a brook in a distance. Each tiny rise of liquid seems to echo with patience, reminding you that all things unfold in their own time. He takes a long, steady breath, and you find yourself mirroring. Inhale gently, exhale slowly. As you breathe, you notice how the air around you feels warm, like the embrace of a hearth. The warmth seeps into your skin, melting away the cool edges of thought, softening every line of tension. The alchemist speaks again, though this time his words are more like a murmur, almost lost beneath the quiet hiss of flame. The world believes alchemy is about changing matter, but true alchemy is the changing of the heart. His words ripple through you, resonating like a soft chord struck on a distant instrument. You imagine that your very heart is a vessel, much like the one on his table. Within it, the restless thoughts are bubbling, shifting, waiting for transformation. The flame of calm licks beneath it, urging them to settle, to become something purer, something golden. The candle flickers, and shadows dance along the stone walls. They move like gentle waves, rocking side to side, as if the chamber itself is swaying you into slumber. You let the rhythm cradle you, your body sinking deeper into stillness. The alchemist extends his hand toward a parchment beside him. Symbols curl across its ancient markings, unfamiliar yet oddly soothing. He traces them with a fingertip, each line drawn as though he were caressing time itself. You don't need to know their meaning. What matters is the feeling, the calm they carry, the quiet certainty that the universe holds order, even in its mystery. Outside, a breeze whispers through a narrow window slit. It carries the scent of cool night air, mingling with the herbs and the warmth of the flame. The sound is tender, like leaves brushing together in a dream. You listen as the wind moves, and it feels as though the entire world beyond these walls has hushed itself, just for you, just for this moment. The alchemist tilts his head toward the sound, smiling faintly. The world is always speaking, he whispers, sometimes in fire, sometimes in wind, but it always tells us the same thing. Rest, and you will hear. You feel those words settle deep inside you, unlocking something quiet. Rest, not something you must chase, not something you must force. Rest is already here, waiting, surrounding you like air, like water, like the gentle night. Your eyes grow heavier, your breath slower. The vessel on the table shimmers faintly, as if reflecting not only the flame, but the calm that now fills you. The alchemist watches with knowing eyes, content, as if he has already seen the transformation he sought. And within you, the transformation is already happening. The chamber grows quieter still, the bubbling now no more than a faint whisper beneath the steady flicker of flame. Each sound is delicate, deliberate, like the final notes of a lullaby. You lean into that sound, letting it guide you, letting it soothe the parts of you that have longed for stillness. The alchemist adjusts the wick of the candle, lowering the light until it glows with a soft, amber hue. The shadows lengthen, stretching across the room like sleepy arms reaching for the edges of the world. The light does not vanish. It simply becomes gentler, more inviting, as though it is asking you to follow it into rest. Fire, the alchemist murmurs, does not always need to rage. It can live quietly. It can warm without burning. It can soothe without consuming. You realize that, like the flame, you too can live gently in this moment. You do not need to rush. You do not need to push. You are allowed to rest, to burn softly, to glow without demand. The alchemist picks up a small wooden ladle, dipping it into the vessel and stirring with slow, careful movements. The liquid swirls lazily, shimmering as if made from liquid moonlight. The scent that rises is sweet and faintly herbal, like chamomile steeped in warm water. It curls through the air, weaving into your breath, filling your chest with ease. You imagine that this vapor is entering your body, traveling through every muscle, loosening them one by one. Your shoulders sink. Your arms feel heavy, pleasantly so. Your legs melt into the surface beneath you, no longer burdened by the weight of the day. The alchemist leans closer to the vessel, eyes half closed, as though he too is being lulled by his own creation. He does not fight it. He lets the calm embrace him, and in seeing him surrender to it, you find it easier to surrender yourself. A soft crackle rises from the hearth in the corner. You had nearly forgotten it was there, but now its rhythm joins the chamber's symphony, the bubbling, the flicker, the whispering wind outside. Each sound stacks upon the other, weaving together like threads of a blanket, wrapping you in warmth. The alchemist whispers again, though this time his voice is lower, almost a vibration in the chest. Everything you carry can dissolve, just as lead dissolves in the heat. What remains is what is pure. The words float through you, like leaves drifting across water. You imagine every thought, every worry, every unfinished task dissolving in the vessel of your heart. They bubble for a moment, then fade, leaving only a calm glow, something clean and golden. You are lighter now, softer, closer to the quiet he speaks of. The alchemist lowers the ladle, sets it aside, and folds his hands in front of him. He does not need to do more. The flame is steady, the vessel is transforming, and so are you. The chamber holds you both in silence, the kind of silence that is alive with warmth, alive with peace, alive with the promise of sleep. That completes batch 19, approximately equals 500 words. The silence stretches, not empty, but rich, full of warmth, full of quiet meaning. You breathe it in as though it were air itself, and in doing so, you feel your whole body grow softer, slower, safer. The alchemist closes his eyes for a moment, as though he too is resting in the stillness of his craft. The candlelight dances across his face, gentle and forgiving, erasing the lines of effort and replacing them with calm. You notice how even he, the one who works with fire and bubbling glass, allows himself to become a student of rest. You are invited to do the same. Imagine the chamber, not as a place of work, but as a sanctuary built just for you. The shelves filled with powders and bottles no longer feel like tools. They feel like guardians, keeping watch, holding steady. The stone walls do not confine you, they cradle you, like the walls of a cocoon that promise transformation. In the far corner, the hearth flickers, sending out waves of warmth that travel across the floor like invisible ripples of comfort. They reach you, flowing up through your body, leaving you heavier, calmer, more deeply relaxed. The weight of the day has long since dissolved, and what remains is a body that longs only to rest. The alchemist whispers again, his voice steady as the flame. Sleep is the philosopher's stone for the soul. In sleep, the spirit mends, the mind restores, the heart remembers its own quiet rhythm. The words feel like a spell, not cast upon you, but offered to you, gently, like a gift left in your open palm. You accept it without effort, and already you feel your breath slowing, your thoughts thinning, your body slipping deeper into rest. The vessel on the table continues to bubble, but now it sounds even softer, as though it too is winding down. The bubbles are slower, the sound lower, like the rhythm of a lullaby drawing near its end. You imagine the bubbling as your thoughts busy at first, restless, but with time, they calm, they slow, until they are nothing more than a faint ripple beneath a smooth surface. The liquid clears, the surface stills, the mind rests. Outside the chamber, The night deepens. The stars burn gently overhead, 1,000 tiny flames mirroring the one in the alchemist's room. They, too, are steady. They, too, are eternal. Their light does not rush, does not demand, it simply shines. And so you too are invited to shine quietly. Simply by being here, simply by resting, simply by allowing yourself this gift of peace. The alchemist lowers his head slightly, as though in prayer, though no words leave his lips. He does not need them. The chamber itself is the prayer. The slow flame is the prayer. The rhythm of your own breath, steady and quiet, is the prayer. You belong to this stillness now. You belong to this flame. You belong to this deepening night that wraps you gently, like a blanket, like a spell of rest. The alchemist slowly rises from his chair, his robe whispering against the stone floor as he moves. He carries with him a small glass vial filled with liquid so clear, so calm, that it looks almost like moonlight, captured and held in stillness. He holds it gently, as though it were fragile, but his touch is steady, patient. He sets the vial upon the wooden table, close to the slow flame. The firelight glimmers through the glass, scattering delicate patterns onto the wall, like ripples of starlight dancing across still water. You follow the patterns with your eyes, watching them drift, shift, and soften, each movement slower than the last, each one drawing you deeper into relaxation. The chamber seems to listen, as though the very stones are attuned to the rhythm of the alchemist's work. The air itself has thickened, not heavy, but protective, wrapping around you with a weight that comforts, like the heaviest, warmest blanket on a cold winter night. Do you hear it? The alchemist whispers, though his voice is no louder than the flame. The flame speaks slowly. It teaches us not to hurry. You listen. The fire does not roar. It murmurs. The liquid does not hiss. It hums. The silence between sounds is just as soothing as the sounds themselves. The alchemist adds a single drop from the vial into the vessel, and the mixture stirs to life with a soft sigh, as though exhaling. The sound is so tender it feels alive, like the breath of someone sleeping peacefully beside you. You allow your imagination to follow that sound, to drift into the thought of rest, so deep, so full, that it feels like a return to something ancient and safe, like resting in the arms of the night itself. He places his hands gently upon the table, steady, calm, patient. His posture is unhurried, a lesson in stillness. Alchemy, he murmurs, is not about gold. It is about the transformation of the soul into something more luminous, more peaceful, more whole. You let his words wash over you like a warm tide, sinking into your thoughts, leaving them golden and light. You realize that your body has mirrored the room. Your shoulders have lowered. Your breath has slowed. Your entire being has become like the flame, steady, unwavering, gentle. The alchemist leans back, closing his eyes once again, resting in the glow of the candlelight. You sense he could stay this way forever. No rush, no striving, simply being present with the warmth, the silence, the flame. The bubbling grows fainter, softer still, until it feels like nothing more than the rhythm of your own heart echoing in the chamber. And the night outside stretches endlessly, calm and infinite, filled with stars that whisper the same message as the flame. Rest now, rest deeply, rest fully. The chamber grows quieter still, as though each sound has decided to soften itself for your comfort. The fire hums, but now its hum feels like a lullaby, drawn out, steady, patient. The bubbling of the vessels has slowed into a rhythm so faint, it resembles a heartbeat at rest, a pulse at peace. The alchemist slowly opens his eyes. They catch the glow of the candlelight, reflecting its warmth. He looks not at the flame, but past it, into the stillness of the night. And for a moment, it feels as though he is listening to something only the silence can reveal. Do you notice, he says softly, how everything is already enough? The flame does not hurry. The glass does not demand. The night asks nothing of us except to rest within it. You let those words settle into you like drops of water on parched soil. You feel them soak in, gently, until your very bones seem to loosen. Your hands unclench, your jaw softens. Your eyes feel heavier, but not tired, simply soothed. as though they were always meant to close in this kind of peace. The alchemist stands, moving toward the shelf where scrolls and books lie. He runs his fingers over their spines, not to open them, not to read, but as though each one is a friend, resting quietly in his care. His touch is reverent, respectful. He chooses none of them. Instead, he turns back to you with a calm smile, the kind of smile that contains no urgency, no demand, just a shared knowing that this moment is enough. The fire flickers. Its light grows softer, longer, slower. The shadows it casts move like dancers in slow motion, swaying to music only the stillness can hear. You watch the shadows until they blur, until they feel less like shapes and more like waves, rocking you gently as though you were adrift on a calm, endless sea. The alchemist's voice returns, lower now, like a whisper carried by the breeze. Sleep is alchemy. It takes all the weight, all the restlessness, all the heaviness you carry, and transforms it into lightness, into clarity, into renewal. Sleep is the truest gold. You allow the words to wrap around you, to anchor themselves deep within. Your breath answers them with calm rhythm. Inhale, soft and slow. Exhale, softer, slower, still. The alchemist sits again, folding his hands in his lap. He leans back slightly, as if he too is ready to drift into the vastness of rest. The vessels on the table glow faintly, their light no brighter than stars hidden behind thin clouds. Gentle, muted, steady, and the flame it flickers once, then steadies itself again, as though promising it will remain here with you through the entire night, holding its soft vigil over your sleep. The candlelight flickers, sending golden ripples across the stone walls. Shadows lean and stretch, bending slowly as though moving with the rhythm of your breath. You notice your body is following too, softening, sinking, letting the warmth of the flames seep into your muscles, into your bones, into the very space between each thought. The alchemist leans slightly toward the vessel, watching the liquid shimmer in its glass home. Each tiny rise of bubbles is a delicate sigh, a reminder that transformation is gentle, patient, inevitable when one allows it to unfold. You breathe with it, inhale, exhale, letting the rhythm carry you deeper into relaxation. He lifts his hand and waves it slowly through the rising mist of herbs. Lavender, rosemary, a hint of chamomile curl upwards in delicate tendrils, wrapping the chamber in fragrance that smells of calm, of night, of safety. You imagine inhaling it fully, the scent traveling into your lungs, threading its way into your bloodstream, soothing every fiber of your being. Every element has its time, he whispers, voice low and warm. The flame, the water, the glass, the herbs, and you. Everything transforms at its own pace, and you are no exception. You allow those words to resonate. There is no rush in this place, no urgency, no expectation. Your body answers with deeper ease, each muscle melting, each joint softening, your thoughts slowing like a river, finding its gentle bend. The flame in the vessel flickers softly, casting light across the alchemist's face. His eyes are calm, patient, almost reflective, and you find yourself mirroring that serenity, sinking further into the stillness he embodies. You feel connected, not just to the chamber, but to the rhythm of the flame, the rhythm of his breath, the rhythm of your own heart, sensing with it all. A faint sound drifts through the window, a soft rustle of leaves, the murmur of wind brushing past the stone walls. It mingles with the bubbling of the vessel and the faint crackle of the candle, creating a symphony of gentle motion. Each sound is a note, each pause a space for you to breathe, a space to relax deeper, to surrender more fully. The alchemist smiles faintly, as if acknowledging the presence of your stillness. He murmurs again, patience is the truest teacher. Let the world move around you. Let the fire move around you. Let the fire move, and let yourself move into rest. You feel yourself move into rest. You feel yourself drifting now, closer to the edge of conscious thought. Your eyelids grow heavier with each heartbeat. The warmth of the chamber, the fragrance of the herbs, the steady pulse of the flame, the gentle sound of water and wind, they all converge into a single, enveloping calm. Your breath grows slower, deeper, steadier. Every exhale carries away a fragment of tension. Every inhale draws in the golden light of the flame, the soft fragrance of herbs, the quiet serenity of the alchemist's vigil. You are safe. You are held. You are ready. The alchemist leans back in his chair once more, the soft creak of wood blending into the symphony of the room. His hands rest lightly on the table, relaxed, unhurried, as if even the weight of his own palms has melted into the stillness. You follow his example, letting your own hands rest easily, your shoulders releasing any lingering tension. The vessel on the table shimmers faintly, the slow bubbling, like a heartbeat in harmony with yours. Its liquid seems to catch the candlelight, reflecting it in subtle glimmers, each one drawing your gaze softly, inviting you to linger, to watch, to let your mind wander without worry, without urgency. The alchemist picks up a small brush, dipping it into a vial of faintly glowing liquid. With delicate strokes, he traces patterns on a sheet of parchment. You notice the motion is slow, deliberate, each line drawn with care, each curve a gentle caress of patience. There is no rush, no pressure, only the steady flow of intention. See how even small movements create beauty, he murmurs, his voice low and tender, and how quiet attention turns ordinary actions into something magical. So too does stillness transform the restless heart. You feel the truth of his words seep in. Your mind, often crowded with tasks and thoughts, begins to empty, replaced with the gentle rhythm of the room, the slow, meditative motions of the alchemist, and the hypnotic flicker of the flame. Outside, the night hums softly. Leaves rustle against one another in a gentle wind, a sound so light it feels like a lullaby in itself. It weaves with the bubbling, the faint crackle of the candle, the whisper of the alchemist's movements, creating a tapestry of calm, of safety, of rest. He sets the brush aside and leans closer to the vessel, inhaling the herbal aroma that rises like delicate smoke, lavender and rosemary, sweet chamomile, curling into the air and drifting toward you. Breathe in deeply, letting the scent fill your chest, your lungs, your very essence, spreading calm like water through every part of you. The alchemist's eyes, calm and steady, meet yours, though his gaze feels like more than sight. It feels like understanding. All is well, he whispers. All is transforming, and you, too, are transforming. Into calm, into peace, into rest. The flame flickers gently, elongating, softening, bathing the room in a golden warmth that wraps around your body like a blanket. Each flicker seems slower than the last, each glow deeper, as though time itself has learned to pause here. Your breath deepens, slow and steady, syncing with the rhythm of the flame. Every exhale releases a little more of the day's tension. Every inhale draws in a soft warmth, the calming sense, the gentle vigilance of the alchemist. You feel heavier in the most comforting way, sinking into the chair or bed, letting the world fade, letting the night embrace you, letting yourself drift deeper into rest, into the kind of sleep that renews not just the body, but the soul itself. The alchemist tilts his head slightly, watching the vessel as if it were alive. The liquid shimmers in hues of amber and gold, soft waves rippling across its surface with a gentle, unhurried rhythm. Each bubble rising feels like a heartbeat, steady, slow, and calm, echoing the pace of your own body as it relaxes further into stillness. He reaches for a small, polished wooden spoon and stirs the liquid in slow, circular motions. The motion is deliberate, rhythmic, almost hypnotic, and you feel your mind following the gentle swirl. Thoughts, like tiny leaves on a stream, drift past without resistance, floating into the quiet of the chamber, leaving you lighter, freer, at peace. Even the smallest gestures, he whispers softly, carry power when done with intention. Even a single drop can ripple into the whole. You imagine the liquid rippling gently, spreading calm and light through the room, through the chamber, through your own being. Each ripple is a gentle push toward serenity, a soft nudge to surrender deeper into rest, into the gentle embrace of night. The air around you is filled with the faint, soothing aroma of herbs, lavender, rosemary, chamomile blending with the warmth of the candle and the soft glow of the flame. You inhale it fully, feeling the scent travel through your lungs and bloodstream, relaxing every muscle, every nerve, every fiber of your being. The alchemist picks up a tiny glass vial containing a pale, luminescent liquid. He tilts it gently, letting a single drop fall into the vessel. It lands silently, sending tiny, concentric ripples through the liquid. You feel the calm radiate outward, like warmth spreading from the hearth to the farthest corners of the room, to the very edge of your mind. He whispers again, voice low and melodic. The night is your ally. The flame is your companion. Let both guide you into stillness, into calm, into rest. You feel a profound sense of safety here, a deep knowing that nothing can disturb this moment. The world outside fades, its demands and worries dissolving in the quiet, golden light of the chamber. Your body grows heavier, more at ease, as if the flame itself is supporting every inch of your being. The alchemist leans back in his chair, folding his hands gently in his lap. He watches the flame, listens to the bubbling, and allows himself to be enveloped in the same serenity he has cultivated for you. And as he rests, so do you, sinking deeper into the soft warmth, into the hypnotic rhythm, into the gentle embrace of the slow flame. Outside, the night continues its quiet vigil. The stars twinkle faintly, like whispers of gold, reflecting the flame within the chamber. The wind rustles softly through the trees, carrying a lullaby that harmonizes perfectly with the soft, steady heartbeat of the vessel. And so you drift, deeper, slower, softer. The alchemist leans closer to the vessel, watching the gentle ripple of the liquid as though it holds a secret language only he can hear. You watch too, letting your eyes follow the movement, your mind slowing with every rise and fall of the tiny waves. Each movement feels deliberate, intentional, a quiet lesson in patience and presence. He reaches for a small, delicate cloth and lightly dusts the surface of the table. The motion is slow and precise, each swipe a careful gesture that leaves no rush behind, only calm. You notice yourself mirroring it in your own body, teeny adjustments, softening muscles, releasing tension, letting go of anything unnecessary. The world is always in motion, the alchemist whispers, but here, in this flame, in this moment, there is stillness, there is peace, there is the gentle unfolding of everything as it should be. His words settle into you like warm sunlight on cold skin. They fill the quiet corners of your mind, brushing away thoughts that linger too long, thoughts that grasp and pull. You let them drift, allowing the soft rhythm of the chamber to guide you further inward. The candle flickers, its light bending and stretching along the stone walls. Shadows ripple slowly, like slow waves on water. You watch them drift, hypnotic and mesmerizing, as if each one carries a piece of the night's tranquility to you. He picks up a small glass jar filled with crushed petals, lavender, rose, chamomile, sprinkles a few into the vessel. The aroma rises immediately, curling through the chamber in soft tendrils of fragrance. It wraps around you, weaving into your senses, softening every edge, loosening every knot, allowing your body and mind to sink deeper into calm. The alchemist's voice returns, quieter now, almost a hum. Each breath you take, each heartbeat, is a step into peace. You do not need to rush. You do not need to struggle. You are here. You are safe. You are exactly where you need to be. The vessel bubbles softly, each tiny pop a lullaby. You imagine each bubble carrying away worry, each gentle pop releasing tension. You feel yourself growing heavier, not in burden, but in comfort, in the soothing weight of safety and warmth. The alchemist leans back again, eyes half closed, and allows the room to breathe with him. You follow, letting the rhythm of the flame, the vessel, and the night synchronize with your own body. Every inhale draws in the warmth, every exhale releases the restlessness. Outside, the moon casts a silver glow through the window, mingling with the golden flame, creating a tapestry of light that wraps the chamber in calm. Stars twinkle softly beyond, distant and serene, reflecting the gentle flicker of the fire inside. You feel your thoughts slow further, your body sink further, your mind drift further. The slow flame watches over you, steady, unwavering, patient, and you are completely held in its quiet embrace. The alchemist shifts slightly in his chair, the soft whisper of fabric against stone, blending seamlessly into the quiet symphony of the chamber. The flame flickers, golden and steady, reflecting off the glass vessels in a gentle dance of light. You watch, mesmerized, feeling your body follow the gentle sway of the shadows. He reaches for a small vial containing a clear, pale liquid and tilts it slowly above the vessel. A single drop falls into the shimmering liquid below, creating tiny ripples that spread outward, soft and deliberate. The bubbles rise with a gentle sigh, as though the chamber itself is breathing along with you. Even the smallest drop can create waves, he whispers, voice soft as a summer breeze. Even the gentlest touch can transform. And so too, your presence here transforms you into calm, into stillness, into peace. You feel those words settling deep within you, each syllable easing tension, loosening the tightness in your chest, softening the pull of lingering thoughts. The warmth of the flame, the aroma of herbs, the slow rhythm of the vessel all combine to draw you further inward, deeper into rest. He reaches for a bundle of dried herbs and shakes it gently over the vessel. Lavender, rosemary, chamomile. Fragrance rises in curling threads of mist, filling the air with soothing scent. Each inhalation carries it into your lungs, threading relaxation into every fiber of your being. You breathe it in, letting the aroma travel through your body, soothing muscles, calming nerves, quieting the mind. The alchemist murmurs again, almost to himself, in stillness, all things are revealed. In calm, all things are transformed. And in rest, the soul renews itself, quietly, gently, patiently. You imagine the liquid in the vessel reflecting not just the candlelight, but the glow of the moon outside. Its surface shimmers like liquid silver, sending tiny flecks of light dancing across the chamber. Across the alchemist, across your resting form, each flicker feels like a whisper from the universe. All is well, all is calm, all is safe. The sound of the bubbling slows further, faint, gentle, almost imperceptible, like the hush of a quiet tide rolling onto a soft shore. You notice your own heartbeat slowing in harmony, your breath deepening, becoming soft, steady, rhythmic. The alchemist sits back, folding his hands, closing his eyes, content to simply be in the presence of his own slow flame. You follow his lead, sinking deeper, heavier, more comfortably into the warmth and stillness that surrounds you. Outside, the night continues its soft vigil. Leaves rustle quietly in the breeze, a lullaby of nature that intertwines with the flame's gentle flicker and the faint bubbling of the vessel. Each sound a note, each pause a space to breathe, to relax, to drift. And in this sanctuary, with the alchemist's calm guiding you, you feel yourself dissolving into the quiet, the warmth, the golden glow, drifting further toward a deep, restorative sleep. The alchemist shifts slightly in his chair, a soft creak echoing gently across the chamber. The flame flickers, its light dancing delicately across the stone walls, painting long, warm shadows that sway like slow-moving waves. You feel your body mirroring the calm of the room, each muscle softening, each thought slowing. He reaches for a small glass vial, filled with a faintly glowing liquid. He tilts it slowly over the bubbling vessel, and a single drop falls, rippling across the surface. The tiny bubbles rise gently, popping quietly, like distant stars twinkling in the night sky. You follow their movement with your mind's eye, letting each ripple pull you further into tranquility. Even the smallest drop, he murmurs, voice soft as the evening wind, can create waves that touch every corner. Even the smallest breath of calm can reach the deepest parts of the soul. You feel the weight of his words settle gently over you. Your shoulders relaxed, your jaw unclenches, and every part of your body begins to sink deeper into comfort. The warmth of the flame, the subtle scent of herbs, lavender, chamomile, rosemary permeates the room, wrapping you in a cocoon of serenity. The alchemist lifts a small brush and, with slow, deliberate movements, traces faint symbols on a parchment. Each stroke is measured, precise, yet fluid, like water flowing over stones. You imagine the symbols glowing softly under the candlelight, radiating calm and steady energy into the chamber. He leans closer to the vessel, inhaling the herbal aroma, and whispers again, "Stillness is a gift, patience is a gift, and tonight, sleep is a gift, freely given to all who accept it. You accept it now." Each inhale carries a soothing sense deeper into your lungs, your blood, your very being. Each exhale releases tension, worry, and any remnants of the day's strain. The bubbling of the vessel, the flicker of the flame, the whisper of the alchemist's words, they all move together in perfect harmony, creating a rhythm that your body follows naturally. Outside, the night is quiet, save for the soft rustle of leaves in the wind. The sound drifts through the open window, mingling with the gentle crackle of the hearth and the faint hum of the vessels. You feel as though the entire universe is participating in this lullaby, inviting you into a space where only calm and safety exists. The alchemist sits back, folding his hands, eyes half closed. He no longer moves, but his presence fills the room with a steady, reassuring warmth. You sense that even the chamber itself breathes with him, slowing, softening, settling into a perfect equilibrium. And in this sanctuary, with the slow flame casting its golden glow and the gentle aroma of herbs enfolding you, you find yourself drifting ever deeper, weightless, safe, and ready to surrender fully to the night. The alchemist's hands rest lightly on the table, unmoving, yet radiating calm. The candlelight flickers gently, casting long, soothing shadows that sway slowly across the chamber. Each movement of light and shadow feels like a soft breath, gentle, steady, coaxing your body and mind into a deeper state of relaxation. The vessel continues, its slow bubbling, each tiny pop a delicate rhythm, echoing in the quiet of the chamber. You imagine each bubble carrying away tension, worry, or lingering thoughts, leaving only stillness and warmth behind. Your own breath falls into harmony with the rhythm, slow, steady, full of ease. He reaches for a small brush and dips it into a jar of pale, fragrant liquid. With soft, deliberate strokes, he traces symbols on a sheet of parchment, the motion hypnotic and rhythmic. You watch, entranced, as the brush glides effortlessly, leaving behind lines that seem to glow softly under the candlelight. Every motion has meaning, he whispers, voice low and melodic. Even the gentlest action can create transformation. Even the quietest moment can bring profound peace. The chamber is alive with calm, each element contributing to the serene symphony. The faint rustle of leaves outside, the gentle sway of shadows, the subtle flicker of flame, the slow bubbling of the vessel, and the alchemist's soft, deliberate movements. You allow yourself to merge with this rhythm, each inhale drawing in warmth and serenity, each exhale releasing tension and unease. He sprinkles a few dried petals into the vessel, the aroma rising immediately, curling softly around you. Lavender, chamomile, and a hint of rosemary float in the air, weaving through your senses and deepening the tranquility. With every breath, you feel lighter, more relaxed, as though each inhalation carries away worry, and each exhalation leaves a trace of golden calm in its place. The alchemist leans back, closing his eyes briefly, content to be fully present in the stillness. You mirror him unconsciously, your body sinking further, your mind quieting, your heart beats slow and steady, your breath deep and rhythmic. Outside, the night whispers softly, the wind rustling leaves in harmony with the gentle crackle of the flame. Stars shine faintly in the sky, tiny points of light reflecting the vessel's glow, reminding you of the vast calm of the universe, eternal and reassuring. The alchemist murmurs once more, almost as a final lullaby. Rest, and know that you are safe. Rest, and know that peace surrounds you. Sleep, and let the slow flame carry you gently through the night. You feel yourself surrendering fully, weightless.com, ready to drift into the deep, restorative sleep that awaits you. The chamber, the flame, the bubbling vessel, and the night itself hold you tenderly, guiding you further into stillness and serenity. The alchemist leans back fully, resting in the warmth of the chamber, his eyes closed, his breathing steady and unhurried. The candlelight flickers softly, casting golden shadows that sway lazily across the stone walls. You feel your own body mirroring this calm, every muscle melting, every thought quieting, every part of you sinking deeper into rest. The vessel bubbles faintly, almost imperceptibly now, like a distant heartbeat, a gentle lullaby that guides you further into serenity. You watch the liquid shimmer in the soft glow, imagining it carrying away every concern, every trace of worry, leaving only calm, light, and peace. The alchemist reaches for a small brush one last time, dipping it into the glowing liquid. He traces a few gentle lines across the parchment, slow, deliberate, each motion a quiet celebration of patience, of presence, of stillness. The soft sound of the brush gliding over paper becomes another note in the symphony of the chamber, harmonizing perfectly with the bubbling, the flicker of flame, and the whisper of the night outside. Everything transforms in its own time, he whispers, voice warm and melodic. Even the restless heart can become still. Even the racing mind can find peace. Even you, in this moment, are transforming into calm, into rest, into renewal. You inhale deeply, carrying the gentle scent of lavender, rosemary, and chamomile into your lungs. The aroma spreads through your body, softening every muscle, easing every thought, filling you with warmth and comfort. You exhale slowly, releasing every last fragment of tension, letting the world fade away until only the chamber, the flame, the alchemist, and your own quiet heartbeat remain. Outside, the night is tender and endless. The wind rustles leaves softly, the stars shimmer faintly, and the moonlight casts a gentle glow through the window, mingling with the candlelight to wrap the chamber in gold and silver light. You feel cradled in this luminous embrace, as though the universe itself is holding you, safe and serene. The alchemist murmurs a final, soft phrase, like a spell, like a promise. Sleep now. Rest deeply. Let the flame guide you. Let the night carry you. You are safe. You are calm. You are ready. You feel yourself drifting fully, weightless, as the warmth, fragrance, and gentle sounds envelope you completely. Your breath is slow, steady, rhythmic. Your heartbeat is calm, deep, and unhurried. Every thought, every worry, every tension has dissolved, replaced by golden stillness. And now, as the alchemist rests and the slow flame burns steadily, you drift into the deepest, most restorative sleep, held in the soft, eternal embrace of calm, warmth, and gentle transformation. The night carries you onward, safe, peaceful, and serene, into a dreamless, golden rest. Relax. Let yourself settle into the comfort of the night. Feel the stillness around you, the gentle weight of your body, the rhythm of your breath. Let every sound, every flicker of light, every scent carry you into calm. Our story today begins in a small, stone-walled chamber, tucked deep within a quiet, ancient forest. Candlelight flickers softly, reflecting off glass vessels arranged meticulously on wooden shelves. An alchemist sits before a large bubbling vessel, a slow flame dancing beneath, its glow golden and warm. The air is filled with the delicate scent of lavender, rosemary, and chamomile, curling around you like a soft blanket. The alchemist leans over his work with gentle reverence. He murmurs softly about lead turning to gold, about transformation, patience, and stillness. Each bubble rising from the vessel is slow, deliberate, almost like a heartbeat, and you feel your own heartbeat begin to match it. Your breath slows, your body softens, your mind begins to quiet. He stirs the liquid gently, the soft sound hypnotic, like a lullaby. You imagine the warmth of the chamber, the glow of the candlelight, the subtle aroma of herbs, all mingling together, pulling you deeper into calm. Every thought that lingers begins to drift away, like leaves floating on a gentle stream. The alchemist adds a drop from a small vial, watching as the ripples spread across the vessel. Each ripple feels like a whisper to your body and mind. Relax, let go, sink deeper. You follow it effortlessly. The bubbling softens further, slower, quieter. You feel lighter, freer, more at ease than before. Outside, the wind whispers through leaves, carrying a lullaby from the trees themselves. Stars twinkle faintly in the night sky, their light reflected in the golden shimmer of the slow flame. The chamber feels suspended in time, a sanctuary where only stillness exists. The alchemist moves slowly, brushing the vessel, dusting the table, dipping a brush into glowing liquid to trace symbols on parchment. Each gesture is soft, deliberate, unhurried. You feel yourself mirroring it, unconsciously, your muscles melting, your shoulders releasing, your jaw softening, your entire body sinking into the warmth of safety and calm. He leans back, folding his hands, murmuring, "Sleep is the philosopher's stone for the soul. In sleep, the spirit mends, the mind restores, the heart remembers its quiet rhythm." You feel these words settle deeply, wrapping your mind in golden calm. The bubbling grows fainter, the flame flickers steadily, casting shadows that sway like gentle waves. The herbs curl in the air, the scent mingling with warmth, light, and soft motion. You inhale, drawing in calm, and exhale, releasing every trace of tension. The chamber, the alchemist, the flame, the night, they all hold you. Time slows, breath deepens, heart steadies. You drift further, weightless, supported, completely safe. Outside, the stars, the moonlight, the rustle of leaves all sing a quiet lullaby. Inside, the slow flame glows, the vessel bubbles softly. The alchemist's presence radiates warmth, calm, and quiet. "Rest now," he whispers, "sleep now. Let the slow flame carry you. Let the night hold you. You are safe, you are calm, you are ready." And so, you drift fully into the embrace of deep, restorative sleep. The warmth, the scent, the gentle rhythm, the soft light all carry you onward, safe and serene, into dreamless, golden rest. Breathe slowly. Feel the weight of your body sinking further, every muscle softening, every thought melting. You are safe. You are calm. You are exactly where you need to be. The alchemist reaches for a tiny vial, filled with a luminescent liquid, and tilts it above the bubbling vessel. A single drop falls. Ripples spread across the glowing surface. Each ripple a gentle whisper to your mind. Relax. Sink deeper. Let go. The candlelight flickers softly. Shadows stretch across the stone walls, dancing lazily, like slow-moving waves. You follow the movement, feeling your body mirror the rhythm, inhaling calm, exhaling tension. He dips a small brush into a jar of crushed petals, lavender, rosemary, chamomile, and sprinkles them gently into the vessel. The aroma rises, curling around you, each breath weaving tranquility deeper into your body, each exhale releasing what you no longer need. Pause to south. The alchemist murmurs softly, almost inaudible. Even the smallest drop can create waves. Even the quietest action can transform the soul. Just as every breath you take brings you closer to rest, you feel the warmth of the chamber envelop you. The golden glow of the flame, the subtle aroma, the soft bubbling, merging into a gentle lullaby that surrounds your body, your mind, your spirit. Outside, the wind rustles through the trees, leaves brushing softly against each other. The stars twinkle faintly in the distance, the moonlight spilling gently through the window, mingling with the candle's glow. A tapestry of calm, of safety, of serenity. The alchemist leans back, folding his hands, eyes half closed, a gentle smile brushing his lips, his presence radiating comfort, and you feel yourself mirroring his stillness, sinking deeper, breathing slower, feeling weightless. Soft whisper, rest, sleep, drift. The slow flame guides you. The night holds you. You are safe. You are calm. You are ready. You exhale slowly, your body melting into the bed, the chamber, the night, every sound, every flicker, every scent wrapping you in a cocoon of deep, restorative rest. The vessel bubbles faintly, the flame flickers steadily, and your mind drifts, effortless, weightless, serene, ready to follow the night into dreamless, golden sleep. Feel your shoulders relax, your jaw softening, your hands resting gently, every inch of your body sinking deeper, deeper, into calm. The alchemist leans over the bubbling vessel again, tilting a small vial, letting a single drop fall. Ripples spread, soft and slow, each one carrying a gentle rhythm into your mind. A whisper, relax, let go, drift. The candlelight sways, shadows stretching across stone walls. like slow waves on a still pond. You follow, letting your body move with the rhythm. Inhale calm, exhale tension. He sprinkles dried petals, lavender, rosemary, chamomile, into the vessel. The aroma rises, weaving into your senses, drawing peace deeper into your lungs, your chest, your very being. Pause to south. Soft murmurs escape his lips. Every breath, every motion carries calm. Even the smallest gesture brings peace. You feel yourself dissolve into this rhythm. The bubbling, the flicker of light, the whisper of herbs, all merging into a gentle, soothing lullaby. Outside, leaves rustle softly. Stars twinkle in the sky. The moonlight filters in, blending with candlelight. A golden silver glow surrounding you. The alchemist leans back, closing his eyes, exhaling slowly. You mirror him, body heavy, mind calm, ready for deep, restorative sleep. Inhale, slowly. Exhale, gently. Feel the warmth of the chamber, the glow of the flame, wrapping you in serenity. The vessel bubbles softly, each tiny pop a gentle note, a lullaby. You let it synchronize with your heartbeat. Slow, steady, calm. The alchemist traces soft symbols on parchment. Fluid, deliberate, hypnotic in their rhythm. You follow them. Your body mirrors the calm, each motion a meditation. He murmurs again. Patience, stillness, all unfolds in its time. You are exactly where you need to be. The aroma of herbs drifts, curling around you. Lavender and chamomile blending with warmth. Every breath deepening relaxation. Every exhale releasing tension. Outside, the night whispers, leaves brushing softly, stars twinkling faintly. The moonlight dancing with candlelight. A perfect cocoon, a sanctuary. The alchemist adds another drop to the vessel. Ripples spread slowly. You watch, feeling your thoughts drift like leaves on water. The flame flickers, golden light dancing across stone walls. Shadows swaying lazily, hypnotic, peaceful. He inhales, murmurs softly. Even the smallest spark can illuminate the night. Even the gentlest breath brings calm. The vessel bubbles faintly, each sound a gentle pulse. You follow. Inhale, exhale, weightless, serene. The chamber is warm, the scent of herbs soft, the night outside quiet. Everything invites you to surrender, to let go, to rest fully, sink deeper, slower, heavier, into comfort. The alchemist leans back, eyes closed, hands resting, a soft smile. His presence radiates calm. You mirror him, body soft, mind quiet, heart steady. The vessel bubbles, faint, rhythmic, like a lullaby, each pop carrying away tension, leaving only peace. The candle flickers, shadows dance, moonlight mingles. The aroma of herbs fills the air, every sense steeped in serenity. Outside, leaves rustle, stars twinkle. The night itself sings a gentle lullaby, guiding you into deeper rest. Inhale, calm. Exhale, worry. Sink, melt, float. The alchemist dips a brush into glowing liquid, traces gentle lines across parchment. Slow, deliberate, fluid, hypnotic. The vessel bubbles softly. Golden light dances, shadows sway, all merging into a cocoon of tranquility. He murmurs, rest, sleep. Let the night carry you. You are safe. You are calm. You are ready. You feel your body melting into peace, your mind quieting, every inch of you surrendering. The alchemist sprinkles petals, aroma rising, curling softly, weaving into your senses. Each breath deepening calm, each exhale releasing tension. The flame flickers, the vessel bubbles, the chamber breathes. You sink, weightless, serene. Outside, wind rustles leaves, stars shimmer, moonlight filters through, wrapping the chamber. And you, in gentle silver gold light, you drift, slow, steady, deeper, into safety, into warmth, into the night. Time slows, breath deepens, heart beats steady, body heavy. Mind calm. The alchemist leans closer, dilts a vial. One drop falls. Ripples move. Soft, slow, hypnotic. Each ripple a lullaby. He whispers. Everything unfolds in its own time. Even you. Resting here. Drifting deeper. Weightless, calm, safe. The chamber hums with gentle rhythm. Bubbling, flicker, aroma. A sanctuary for body and mind. Guiding you into restorative sleep. Rest now. Sleep now. Let the slow flame carry you. Let the night hold you. The alchemist sits back, eyes closed, calm, peaceful, his presence wrapping you in safety. The vessel bubbles faintly. The flame flickers steadily. Shadows sway. Herbs scent the air, all merging into perfect serenity. You drift fully, weightless.com, ready for deep, restorative sleep. The night embracing you completely.